Season 17, Destiny of the Daleks, 8 out of 10. The 17th season starts with one of the most controversial scenes in the whole of the show's history, Romana's regenerations. We've been led to believe up until this point, and will continue to be told afterwards, the regeneration is a very sombre, dangerous, and most importantly finite necessity. In other words, it's not to be taken lightly or used irresponsibly, but as a last result when the Doctor needs to save his life or the life of others around him. Yet in this first scene, Romana appears to flounce her regenerations as if in a game, shifting between bodies in some sort of fashion parade. 16 years of Who mythology and one of the most integral elements of the show, sacrificed for a couple of minutes of comic relief? Personally, I prefer to think not. Like any defender of an inconsistent show, I ignore the obvious and opt for my own theories to explain away anything that doesn't fit. I'd like to think that the bodies she is trying on are nothing more than projections of options she can make, in the same way as the Second Doctor has shown his potential choices at the end of the War Games, but this is done in true Romana style. I should imagine the Doctor would be pretty annoyed after going through 3 nearly fatal regenerations to see that his companion has flippantly thrown away hers like dresses. Anyway, this first scene notwithstanding, it's great to see the new Romana 2, played by Layla Ward, who shows a great deal more connection and chemistry with the Doctor from the outset. Baker and Ward would of course become the first Doctor and companion actors to get married, so the chemistry obviously spilled over into real life too. And whilst I still prefer Sarah Jane and Leela as companions, Lala does a good job and is instantly likeable in the role. And now to the Daleks. I know it's sacrilege to say this, but although I found the Doctor's most famous foes scary as a young child, as I've grown older I've found them far less threatening than many of the other monsters the Doctor comes up against. I think a lot of this has to do with them becoming a part of the fabric of our culture to such a degree, and to desensitise me to their impact. But this said, I found them much more nasty and brutal in this serial, much more effectively threatening. The serial where they first appear, for example, pinning a terrified Romana to the wall, is by far one of the best entrances of any foe since the Tomb of the Cybermen some 10 years earlier. The story itself concerns 2 mechanised races. Yes, I know the Daleks aren't robots, but stick with me here. The Daleks and the highly androgynous Movellans. The 2 have been at war with each other for centuries, but due to their slavish reliance on logic, both have been able to predict the other's next move, prevent it, and as such neither has been able to gain the upper hand. Both races decide to enlist the help of 2 of the galaxy's strongest strategists to help them find a way to beat their opponents. The Daleks decide to resurrect their creator, the mad scientist Davros, who again is wonderfully sinister and unhinged. The Movellans try to attract and then force the Doctor to be their aid, pitting the 2 old enemies into a battle of brilliant minds. This is a really strong Tom Baker Dalek story, probably my second favourite after Genesis of the Daleks. It's a great action story and really fun to watch, a real return to form for the show after the last season.